It's really nice to see you, Aidan. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do in maritime?
So my name is Aidan Carroll. I'm from Gibraltar. I've studied in the University of Plymouth. I did my undergraduate degree in navigation and maritime science, and I completed that last year with a first class with honours. And I am now conducting my master's in international shipping, and that's due to finish in September. In addition to this, I'm also a stage 4 cadet awaiting to complete my OOW unlimited qualification. At the end of the day, the maritime industry as a whole is an essential service, whether it's our seafarers, our supply chain, the food that people get in their mouths. So it is fundamental. It makes the world work, really. That's the best way to describe it. It's the largest trade, and it's the connectivity between nations, and it's only growing. So as a COVID cohort, as I mentioned earlier, not only myself, but my other peers have found that training providers are having difficulties finding placements and vessels, and obviously that means that you've got a group of students, many cadets, that have finished their studies but haven't successfully completed their sea time. So now what you've got literally a bunch of officers within reason ready to go to start working in the maritime space and start working, whether it's an offshore in the merchant navy or in any other department within the maritime industry, and they can't because they can't get their licenses. And that's the glass ceiling. So you can see where people need to go, you know where you want to go, but how do we achieve that? How can we get there? Because it's kind of finding barrier after barrier, hurdle after hurdle, and that's kind of what's been happening since, what was it, about 2019, since COVID hit. So we're talking about 19, 20, 21, 22, 3 years on now. We're talking about 3 years worth of seafarers in essence. And that's talking about people as well that are coming into the industry and those that are trying to leave it or trying to leave the stage that they're at. I think that's the best way to encapsulate what cadets are going through right now. The digitalization of services, of administration, and it's like that glass ceiling that I mentioned that we just spoke about, that people can see where they need to go and where they want to go, but having difficulties getting there. And that's whether it's looking at the digitalization of certificates, changing administration services and the way we conduct our licensing and the way we conduct our exams as well. We're in a post-COVID era at the end of the day, and we are straying away from that dinosaur paper and looking at digitalization of services. And the maritime industry as a whole needs to achieve that, whether we like it or not. And that's kind of part of the reason why the paper I want to do wants to address that. And that's my objective as a student, as a researcher, and as a seafarer. So in order to stay positive, I think in the future of the industry is really look at where the industry is heading towards more than anything, and look at the autonomy and look at this industry 4.0 and how the maritime space is going to change and develop and evolve essentially into the next hybrid seafarers, and really kind of train yourself and mentally prepare yourself that there is change coming and that we need to work towards it. I'm currently conducting a study on the retention of British seafarers. Obviously, retention is a very complex topic with many different elements and many different points of attrition that a person may feel towards why they leave a career at sea. So in order for to get benefit in my study, I'd really ask if you could answer my survey. And at least if you'd like to participate in the survey, please do contact me.